Greetings, everyone, and I welcome you all back to even more of my adventures in Dragon Age Inquisition with my elf Oriel. So, last time we initially planned to quickly finish the exploration and get back to the console room for the power requiring quests, but it took me a bit longer than I anticipated. However, the good thing is we acquired a new party member which looks promising. Well, unfortunately, currently I do not have a adequate equipment for him, and that's the reason why I won't be taking him anywhere for the time being. But anyways, without any regard, today we will absolutely go to do this quest. But the very last thing before that, I promise, is I want to speak with the party members I couldn't last time because, I basically ran out of time and I had to leave. So it's just Varric, Cole, and Solas. Those three, and we're done with the members.
Need something?
Personal question.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
I don't remember. Did I ask about the Cassandra?
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The
Well-
guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Yeah, Oriel wouldn't know that, probably, because he's no hawk. So what do you do?
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant.
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
Could you do the Liliana's job?
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
I see. And the shops? I'm more interested
What
in
sort of
shops.
do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in money lenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
I see. And the books?
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
And the crossbow?
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I won her from Paragon Smith Branca in a game of Wicked Grace. She was
from
such
Branca.
a sore loser. Ran off the deep roads in a huff, and that was the last anyone saw of her.
Why Bianca?
Who's she named for?
I can't tell you.
Why?
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
I'll just go all out on
You
him.
from Ferelden? Or Ley?
free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
Okay, I completely exhausted you at this point, but
Thanks, Ferry.
you are the one guy who I do wanted to talk about. Pretty much anything I could, since you could be a very good reference to the previous games.
Never trust half an elf.
Half an elf?
I'd like to talk with you about the Inquisition.
I don't understand it. People talk like it's a person, but it's not even a thing. A dagger can be a way to let pain out, but even if it isn't, it's still a dagger. The Inquisition isn't real unless it has something real to make it. It's like a spirit.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably.
Well, not much from you. Oh, okay, the wrong way. Well, looks like
Master Harry said he won't pay that much.
the only one I have left would be the Solas. Like, personally, yeah, I was just checking the inventory load. Like, personally, I am not that attached to Solas, if you know what I mean. However, he is my only mage, so I'll should try keeping him on my good side.
So the Templars will put their powers to use, sealing the breach. Any group corrupted by a demon must be watched carefully. At least they know how to fight.
Well, they are useful. You cannot deny that part.
Templars have flaws, but they're very good at killing mages. I'll need that against this Elder
Okay, that was not necessary.
Just remember, an enemy can attack, but only an ally can betray you. Betrayal is always worse. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again with the Templars. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Okay, so like I was just implying to say they are useful, but seriously, this mage part was completely necessary, Ariel. I blame you.
Hello.
Yeah, let's talk and try to
Let's
get
know more
our
about
disposition a
yourselves.
bit back.
Why?
Well, I do respect you, like, in terms of, you know, you are a very useful asset to me. I respect you in that aspect, at least.
You're an apostate. Yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Do you work with anyone?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
Wisdom and purpose?
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
Well, those are demon names.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
Well, can they, though? That's the thing.
You trust these spirits not to possess you the first time you accidentally make a wish.
Do you trust your friends not to turn on you?
Well, yes, but they're people.
Ah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Are people only people because they are flesh and blood? Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Well, let's do this from this direction. Like, I am also a Dalish elf, so I know about the magic. So, like, I still do understand what that means. And one thing is, spirits lack free will.
Spirits are bound by their nature. You said it yourself. They're shaped by contact with real people.
Just as Liliana was shaped by contact with divine Justinian. As those who serve the Inquisition are shaped by you. If I change your mind in this conversation, does that mean you're no more real than a spirit?
You've thought about this.
On occasion, yes.
And where did you study?
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which battlefields?
Any place in particular?
I dreamt Dostigar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Caelan's forces.
I actually want to know that.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Caelan fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
You can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
But why the Fade?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Well, that is actually sounds quite dangerous.
Spirits try to tempt you.
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest.
Well, let's hope
I
so.
learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interested.
That's why you're here, because
Is
of
this
the...
why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroy the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
Ah,
Inquisitor, that is why I joined, not why I stayed.
Well, I hope that that works.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train to flick a dagger or an arrow to its target. The grace with which you move is a pleasing side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Well, looks like this is it for me talking. Yeah, like, unfortunately it was shorter than I anticipated. Like, I thought after the Templar part, that's where it will get, like, you know, really start talking and whatnot. But it looks like that would be all for the talking. Now nothing really holds me back to do the quest. But one last thing I want to talk real quick about, guys. 2 things really. Number one, I made a little research and found that, you know, those tapestries and salvage the boat quests are repetitive, and possibly they just here to acquire power. So I know exactly that once I do this last tapestry, I'll do my best to avoid taking any more of it, unless I'll have to take it in order to get some new requisitions quests and stuff like that. And number two, I have actually played a little bit of the multiplayer, and I have discovered some new potentials which I would most likely try to implement in my current character. Like, I thought of couple possibilities, but it's not really possible for the moment. So, but I will keep those things in mind when doing so. In any case, guys, that
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter.
we are about to head into our quest, whatever that is. So see you guys in a
I
sec.
should tell you